There you are.
Teacher is here.
Hi, Aldo. How are you? Good to see you. Is your ear better? Okay. We had this weird thing that happened in Diamond Mountain where everyone kept hearing the same low hum through the valley. It was this really weird. It was a weird thing.
It's
Wow.
probably AI probing your brains. So
Possibly.
AI is going to do its own layering.
Really, I had that very loudly for 3 years.
Yeah, it was there.
Wow,
Like the mantra.
that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought it was tinnitus at first, and then I thought it was reflecting off the. I thought I was going crazy. It was just bizarre.
Me too.
Oh well, so it's
Me
been there.
too.
For several years.
Yeah. I like turned off, I like unplugged the batteries from my photovoltaic system. I went through like a lot of pretty interesting steps to try and isolate it. And then I noticed eventually that it was roughly the same no matter where I was in the valley.
Mhm.
And then came to the conclusion that it was probably me.
Yes. Done the same thing.
And I came to a teacher who gave me some very helpful advice. That it's okay, it's natural, it happens sometimes when we get very quiet, and there's a sound under that sound, but then there's also a sound under that sound that's under that sound, and maybe you could go take a look at that and see if you find a sound under that sound as well. And that was very helpful for my integration of that sound into my meditation practice.
Nice.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks for sharing that, because a lot of us were like, "What the hell is going on here?" Oh,
It
wow.
ended up being an upgrade instead of an obstacle.
Right.
Yeah, took it deeper. It's great. Good advice.
Good, thank you, Ben. All right. So yeah, so when Nick called me yesterday about this, I tried to be calm about it, and I was like, "I'm not ready for this, Nick. I don't think I can do it."
Oh,
And then I took a nap, and then I was like, right. Anytime you have an inflection, just take a nap or eat some food. And then I was like, I woke back up and I was like, I was really excited because I think this is how we're, I think this is how we're going to grow together, like just working and helping each other, when we have challenges. Because I can imagine like in 56 years when I'm 95 years old and I'm like, Nick, I don't know what this means, to be able to, or Upala, just to be able to call on each other and use each other as resources and to develop that relationship and trust with each other, so, I feel like a baby in amongst all of you guys. So I'm kind of excited to be the baby, and just learn from you. So I turned the affliction into an opportunity, I guess. So thanks, Nick, for asking. So here we go. Here's my quiz. There's Arya Sangha with his cute dog. Maitreya, that is.
Actual footage.
Hmm.
It's actual footage from the moment I went back.
That's live. That's a live feed, Nick.
Surf report. Yeah.
I went
Live
back
feed.
and I wasn't able to see Lord Maitreya. All I could see was a husky. So
Live from content.
That's pretty darn good.
yeah. All right, here we go. So I want to just to go back to remind us what we're doing, because I got a couple questions earlier yesterday. Just to remind us, what is Master Haribhadra's role in the commentary we're translating, which Kedra Tempa Darga is translating as a commentary to the Abhisamaya Alankara? So how does Master Haribhadra fit into the equation?
Lineage holder.
He did a tencha.
He did a tencha of what?
Of the sutra or of the Abhisamaya Alankara.
True. So what's the relationship of his tencha, his classical commentary, to Kedrip Tempa commentary?
It helped inform Kedrip Tempa commentary.
That's true, but a little bit more specifically.
It came before Kedrip Tempa
And
commentary.
Darge commenting on Haribhadra.
Correct,
Yeah.
right. So, yeah, Kedrip Tempa is commenting on Master Haribhadra's commentary. So it helps us. Yeah, that's the relationship. Just so we know what's going on. Okay.
Amelie's meeting Sushumna via Zoom for the first time.
Where is Shishuna? Sorry, Tim.
No,
If
no,
that's
I'm not
Shishuna
sorry.
in the room, I'm gonna be looking.
Well, I mean, we all should be looking for the Sushumna, right?
Well, yes.
They're
She's so
perpetually-
cute.
See the-
There she is. Oh,
Right, does anyone have any cats too? We could put some cats up.
I have
And-
the red pointer if you think it will attract your cat.
And any non-mixed nuts, please don't hesitate to turn on your microphone and yell out any answer, even if it's completely wrong. You
Yeah,
know,
or other
I'm-
mixed nuts besides me and Word and Ben and Utpala.
That's what I did. I just started saying stuff that came to my head, and it was embarrassing when I was completely wrong, which was most of the time. But somehow saying the wrong thing helps you say the right thing. Anyway, so question number 2. Our kachik in this section, what we did in the last class, seems to be mixing up 2 important aspects. Let's just say that begins every book.
Oh,
Offering the praise and commitment to finish the book.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Churcha and
Hampatam Jawa.
Sampar Tamchawa.
So let me change my question. I messed it up. What are 3 aspects that are in the beginning of every book? And what is the Tibetan?
The
You go.
title and the chuja?
The Chuja,
The subject of the Gupa, the 4 aspects of a Buddhist book.
so we have the verses of praise, right? And what was the other one you guys said?
The commitment to finish the
The commitment to visit the book. And what is the Tibetan for that?
Sampardam Jawa.
Sampar Tamchawa.
Right. I'm sorry, I did it quick and didn't. Those are the 2 that I was looking for. So
I
I'm
knew
just
you were
gonna-
making this during my class.
well, actually, I did it right beforehand. And then I was editing it. All right. So this is where I mess it up. It's not the verses of, well, where we go. The verses of praise. What confusion does our Kachik make about the verses of praise and the promise to compose the text? So in Master Haribhadra's commentary, he does it one way. And then in the Jewel of Realizations, it may be different. What is the confusion that he makes?
So Master Haribhadra promises to finish his book, and our dear fellow here is thinking that that's actually Maitreya. Maitreya's promise.
I like that, but that's not it.
Isn't it integrated? Like they're like smashed together?
Right. In Master Haribhadra's commentary, the verses of praise and the promise to compose the text are smashed together.
Yeah.
And smashed together sounds really weird. They're included in the same verse.
I mean, they're clumped.
Integrated.
Ugh,
Right.
Integrated.
Clump is still
interspersed.
this
Fine.
properly.
They're mixed up.
Oh, no.
No, they're not mixed up. They're in the same.
They're in the same verse. Okay, thank you.
They're clumped together in the same verse, right? They're smashed together in the same verse. Right? And then in the Jewel of Realizations, they're actually in separate verses. That's the confusion that the Kachik has. Okay,
Or,
and yep, I made 4 questions because I think it's important. In the verses of prayer, in the Jewel of Realization, and is promised to compose the text, there are 10 great practices that are mentioned, which are said to be the essence of the Jewel of Realizations. And we learned about what they are from Jason Coppa. And what
the
are they?
10 perfections,
And what are the 10 perfections, Nick? Or anybody?
giving and the rest, of course.
This is
Hi.
not Gilligan's Island.
Anyone remembers that?
So not Nick. What's giving and the rest?
Giving, morality, patience, joyful effort, concentration, wisdom.
Right. Let's get somebody else for the last 4.
Okay.
What are the last 4? And normally we call it the 6 perfections, but why are they, what's the additional 4?
The
How to
4
take care
ways
of
of
attractive students.
great.
Yes, exactly. And what are those 4 things that we should do to attract students?
Give them stuff.
Mhm.
Generous, right?
Laugh at their jokes.
Ooh, and that's kind of that's a form of praise.
Encourage them.
Right, encouragement, right? What's the 3rd thing?
Isn't it do it yourself? So they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the 4th
That's the
one.
last one, I think.
Oh, I thought we were.
Isn't this like teach to their level or
Mhm.
something like that?
Right, exactly. So you teach to the capacity of the student.
Mm,
Right? Teach to their personal capacity, which you have to figure out. And then what's the 4th one?
Do it.
Mhm.
Just
Walk the
Yes,
walk.
I'm
Yeah.
do what you say. That's the worst part about being a teacher. You say stuff in class and you're like, oh shit. I don't do any of that. All right, cool. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Good job, you.
All right.
You just did it.
You did it.
Number 4.
Yeah, there.
He clumped together.
You smashed it.
Fair
You-
enough.
You'd like to unshare your screen, Tim.
Did I unshare my screen?
You did.
You did, but we'd like you to take it back again and
Yeah, because
and
we want to now go through your
work
text.
from where we are in the text.
Yeah, here we go. All right.
Give us some book.
Because Shoshona is just waiting for us to start work here.
Mm,
Yeah, she's getting anxious.
mhm.
So just so we have a clarity of what's happening in the text right now is so let's see, does anyone know this? So in a classical dialectical analysis, Buddhist dialectical analysis text, a debate format, what are typically the 3 parts that we find in that when in any debate? What are the 3 parts? Now, I'm not talking
Shak,
about
shak, pong, sum.
In a debate text or in a logical statement?
no, not in a syllogism, but the format of the debate.
All right. What Ben
Shak,
said.
shak, pong.
What does that mean?
Paul said it, yeah.
First,
Wrong-
the other guy says some stuff
Uh-huh.
that you say is wrong. Then you say some stuff which is right. And then they come back and say more wrong stuff, which you say is wrong.
Shanluk Shakpa, Rangluk Shakpa, and Tsapapa.
Geshe Michael described it once as the last one as the Terminator thing, which he stopped saying, but I always loved that because right. First the Terminator comes and he's really scary and you got to fight him, and then you beat him up real good, and it comes, and then you're winning. But then in the final scene, you think you've got him beat, and the Terminator is lying there, and then suddenly like his red eyes light up again. You have to fight him one last time. He gets one last shot at you before you put him down. So I always think of it as the Terminator thing.
Mm.
I
Which I
like
know
that.
is very helpful to a broad young audience.
I
I have "You Could Be Mine" stuck in my head.
I was thinking of it.
Of a certain age.
Like someone comes up to you in a bar and starts talking to you and you're not interested and they're trying to sell themselves to you and you're just like kind of rolling your eyes at them. And then
That's never happened.
that last part is you're like, well, they're still kind of cute. Maybe I'll give them one more chance. And then you're like, forget it. Like at the end, you're just like, no, go away. So
I'm much
we're in
sweeter.
but I like Ben's answer a lot better. It's like, you think the movie's over, and the bad guy comes out one more time
There's always that one last scene.
and you're just like, come on, I've seen this a million times, like, come on. So that's where we are right now. We're in the red eyes have just popped back up. And there's the last ditch effort in this very first debate of the book. So that's where we are. And we're going to go back a little bit so we know where we are, so we understand what's going on. All right, here we go. Just to explain, so we did, what we were mainly doing is what we said in the homework is that there was this confusion between the verses of praise and the promise to compose the text. And the Kachik was saying, well, look, because Matsur Haribhadra did it, he was saying that it was the same thing that was happening in the Jewel of Realizations. And our author was like, no, forget it, that's dumb. Just because one thing's one way doesn't mean it's the other way. So he comes back, and this is where he is. Who would like to read? How about Chloe? And Oscar, can you check her?
Yes.
Oscar.
Na Shirap Palo Chinpala She Sok Le Lo Su Jo Wa Dong Sao Ki Chong Pa Ki Chong Pa Dong Te Shong Sik Yu Par Tol Secure Patal.
Okay, Chloe, we're going to hold on a second here. We're in the debate, and the tal is, are we going up or are we going down? And just so you know, it's the other person who is coming at us again in their last ditch effort. So do you think they're saying something they believe, or are they saying something they don't believe? Where'd you go, Chloe?
Oh, me.
You could just, you got a 50-50 chance. And then there's an additional 60% chance that when we tell you which one it really is, we're wrong.
Deeply quiet.
So the Terminator just woke up and is now coming back at us. Do you think what they say they believe, or do you think they're telling us something that's incorrect? From their point.
Niento Shiwa To Nam She Sok
Good
Ki
answer.
Sir.
Show Le Lak Su Mong Tok Yam Mong Tok Yam Gi Top Pa Dam Tan Shu Chik Yu Pater.
Thank you, Chloe. All right, so let's go back to the question. Did you think that the tal here, is this something that they believe, or we're trying to be sarcastic about it? Anyone can answer.
It's probably not that they're being sarcastic here. It's
They,
probably
I think
believe
this
it.
is their
Read it.
they're
position.
asserting a position.
asserting.
Yeah.
Right, they're asserting the position. So just because I always forget, if you're asserting the position, do you go up in tone or do you go down in tone?
You go up.
Correct.
If you, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Martel?
So here's their last ditch effort. Okay. What does ona mean?
What? Well, then.
Hmm.
Right.
It is so.
No, it means well then.
The Shara Paro Chinpala. What's that mean?
The perfection of wisdom says,
So specifically, this is a line. This from, where is it? It's from Master
Yeah.
Haributter's commentary. It's somewhere. Basically, like
Yeah, the lines that say Shadapado Chimba La.
right, and Geshe-la wanted to include, I bow down to the perfection of wisdom, because that's at the end of the verses. So in those lines,
And he
yeah.
says so.
right, and etc. Right.
Mhm.
Loksu, Loksu Drawa, Dunso. What does Loksu mean?
Wrong.
We actually said something different. It's separated. It's like it's separate.
Oh,
Yeah.
So in the Drawa Dunsel is Master Haribhaja's commentary. What's the Sumpa Damche? Is some Sumpa Damcha?
promise
the
to compose.
pledge to compose the work.
Plus to compose.
Right. So what's this whole thing saying together?
Oh, it is so in one part, the pledge to compose the work.
But I think that's in the text.
Mhm. Oh, in one. Chung cheek.
Chung-
It's
Chung
one.
cheek. Mhm.
Yeah, I thought it had to be part, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
literally.
and this is actually where I got really confused. Because because it seems like he's coming back and saying, well, okay, fine, maybe they are separate. Okay, fine, I agree with you. But so they are separate, but then we have the chick here, which seems like they're one and the same. So this is where I got confused and I didn't know what to do. So maybe someone could help out here.
That
Oh, I
chick.
thought it would be shung cheek, like they are in one text or in one section.
That's what probably makes it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it a kachik. It's true in a text, the Damparcha Jawa is separate in the commentary by Haribhadra.
Okay,
Let's finish it and that may help us. This is
Mhm.
right. Geshe Michael calls it the sending paratroopers behind enemy lines. Let's finish the paragraph and see if his reason gives us clarity about his assertion.
All right, so the next part, the Nento Shiva Sonam Shesok, what's that from?
Mhm.
It's saying that it says those who seek freedom, and that's a line from Master Haribhadra, right?
Well, those listeners who seek
yeah.
for freedom.
Later on, look to the next line.
I think it just means disciples in this case, but go on. Sorry.
Oh, it's from Muntu Ken.
Right, so
These lines from Arya Sangha's text on behalf of Maitreya say.
right, and what are those lines? The Sumpa Damcha?
Yeah.
Promise to compose the word.
Shiva soul.
Right, so he's saying here that those are the lines that are the promise to compose the work. And then we have another chikyu at the end. So he's saying here that this is how I interpret it, is that, okay, fine. Then the verses of praise and the promise to compose the work in Haribhadra's commentary are distinct from each other. Because they're distinct from each other, or they're separated in the jewel of realization. So he's taking the opposite, because earlier he had said in the earlier part of the debate, he had said, well, they're the same in Master Haribhaja's commentary, so then therefore they're going to be the same in the Jewel of Realizations. So the Kachi comes back and says, okay, fine, you're right. And then takes the opposite point of view. Okay, fine. They are separated in Master Haribhaja's commentary, which is kind of ridiculous to say because we already showed that they were separate. So that's why they're separate in the Jewel of Realizations.
I see. Yeah.
He seems to want, for some reason, this Kachik wants to, because he can't get over the fact that one person did it together, clumped it together and one person separated it for some reason.
Right. Yeah. They are separate. They are separate in one text, and they're separate in the other one too, like that.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then our author says Korsum. What does that mean in a debate?
Yeah.
Or what do those words literally mean? Korsum.
3 circles.
Literally.
You're a crazy guy.
No,
Yeah,
Maybe it's
Wow.
like you're chasing your tail.
it just means, it literally means
that's
3
pretty
circles.
good.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Generally, it means that we already got you to agree with this, and you're circling back to something that you already agreed to earlier. We had you cornered, and you're going around in the same circle that we already covered, trying to escape.
Right. And you're, basically it's like, this is the end of this debate. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we could start translating with emojis. Here's someone rolling their eye.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's what your editor would be doing, that's for sure.
That's it's coming. It'll happen.
Imagine Upala, I just put that there as a translation and what you would do as the editor. Like
She would fix the font probably.
Yeah.
That's what
That
I'll
emoji
do.
is clearly in italics.
Can you make an emoji in italicized? Yes, you can.
Wow, I didn't know.
Oh my God.
We all really learned something
Okay,
here
cool.
today.
Anyway, so basically saying you're just running around in circles. I'm done with you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that debate. Getchla included just checked out to make sure, where is it?
Why were we making such a big deal of them being, because I had it in my notes, I couldn't remember what Geshe said of why they are together.
There's no big deal other than we're just learning that there's a difference in Master Haribhaja's commentary to what's in the Abhisamalayankara. It doesn't seem like it's a really big Dharma point, other than
I
don't know.
I have a theory
I
that
don't-
the perfection of wisdom literature is a little bit more pedantic than other literature, and especially other middle way literature. And that if you think about the difference between Svatantrika and Prasangika, one of the key differences is that Svatantrika believes that words, and especially debates, have their own power to convince people. So they believe that they can give reasoning definitions with such perfect clarity if they just make the book long enough that they can convince you and no one could ever be talked out of it. Whereas a Prasangika knows that words could still be contradicted later. You could be a little more terse because you're going to use your opponent's position, but a Svatantrika is trying to add more lines to the definition so that no one on the debate ground can prove them wrong.
So is the offering and that promise kind of the seed, like the karma, do you think? Since you just kind of said that in a way, I don't know. You implied it.
I interpret what Ben's saying as they're just debating these ridiculous points to make the book even longer and to make sure they don't miss anything.
Right.
They're trying to be very careful. They're trying to be as precise as they can. This is a school that believes that there is maybe such a thing as perfect precision in description, is what I suspect. And so they want to be very clear when they say, what is the pledge to compose? versus what is the offering of praise. They don't want to get caught later on the debate ground being wrong about that.
And there's also a thing that in Master Harry Butter's commentary that it's, I think Geshe had mentioned earlier on that there's a debate about, is it legal to bow down to the perfection of wisdom itself? Because most people, normally you're bowing down to a person or a teacher, or something like that in this way, he's bowing down to the perfection of wisdom. And there's a debate about that too. I don't know. I also seem from my side, it's, you know, I've only been doing this for like a year. Like just working with these debates has cleared up my own thinking too. Like the precision in thinking, it teaches you how to think too. Right. So I think there's great value to it as well. I mean, not that you were suggesting there wasn't a value to it, but it feels like there's a high value to studying it. Cool.
The entering the middle way, right? Master Chandrakirti, for example, bows down to compassion itself in the beginning.
I wonder if that's part of the debate around this as well. I wonder if that comes up. We'll have to ask.
Cool.
So the next debate starts here. Are the next lines from Master Haribhaja's commentary. So let's translate those. Who would like to read? How about Venerable Gelse? I'm not sure if you want to read, but I'm asking you to read. And hey, Juan, please.
Drola chakpa kunchakze, chakpa tokme kyokni ki, mi pam nyunla senani, tenchu chempoi namshe ze.
Nice, thank you. All right. This was my assignment to translate and I didn't know what to do, so I just left it. I'm gonna have you guys help.
All right.
So Droa, that one's pretty easy.
Goers,
Mhm,
People's
transmigrators.
beings.
Dimension.
Yes, they say that.
It's migrators.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with this line, so anything you guys have for it, because it's, you know, Chakpa is desire, you know,
Yeah.
and then I didn't know what to do.
All beings, beings desire all there is to desire.
Okay. Beings.
Their desire does something, right?
Beings desire all things.
Yeah, right.
And their desire
Yeah.
desires all.
Their desire.
Well,
desires
beings
all.
is desire.
Yeah, but even though it's a lot, you could still say beings desire because
Yeah,
otherwise it's so weird.
totally.
Mhm.
I think it's possessive. Yeah.
Beings is desires.
Let's
There
do
you
plural.
go. That's the one.
Desires all.
What's the verb? What's the verb? Ze means the
Starts.
Suppose,
Desire is all
or do.
desires.
Yeah.
is the word.
I think it's chakze, which just makes chak into
Chakze.
yeah.
Yeah, great.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, great. Yeah.
All right. The rest of it's a little bit easier. So Hakbek Tokme, who's that or what's that?
Arya Sangha.
All right. So
Yeah.
nope.
Protection.
Protect.
That's
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that all is not,
I
that
don't
all
know.
is not modifying that first part of the sentence. You see the sa at the end of pa after drola chak pa? That's indicating what the subject is. And then kun chak ze is going to be some sort of phrase.
Yeah, desires everything.
So I don't think it's all beings, in other words.
Oh, just beings.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, it's not all beings. It's not all beings.
It's just
Right.
beings. Good point.
Yeah.
Beings desire all that there is to desire.
Yeah.
like that.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
First thing I
I
said.
like it.
I said,
So
But
we
then,
have,
yeah,
so
And
then we
you can
have,
take off that possessive mark.
yeah, but
Uh,
that's, it's probably right, but Drola.
and when we get to the end, we might change that first line there.
It is interesting though, like why is that Drola Chak pay, like somehow their desire seems to be doing something. But here we're making beings the subject of the sentence, but actually it's Drola Chak, which is the subject of the sentence.
Right, which was what Ben was saying. But
Right. I know, and that's why we had phrased it the other way, which I think seemed more like what the Tibetan is saying, but didn't make a ton of sense in English.
yeah, exactly. That's why I changed it to this in my head.
So we might get clarity if we get through the whole thing.
Maybe.
Might.
Might, yes. So Arya Sangha protects, right? Like Kopni, like protects, like
Yeah. He does nothing but protect.
nothing.
Or the
And-
protection of Arya Sangha, and then it goes. It
Right,
goes.
so are we taking the key as instrumental, or are we taking it as the other part, the but,
It can't be but with the S. It's instrumental here.
Yeah.
okay, all right, so he protects. The next lines, what is Mi Pyam Gun?
The unconquerable protector.
Conquerable protector, and who do we think that is?
Maitreya. Usually it's Lord Maitreya.
Mipam, yeah. Ajit or something.
Yeah, Ajit.
I believe that because we're talking about Arya Asanga, and all right, I'm cheating, okay? Which is, and I can't show you this, all right, because I found something in the Tantric course series where Geisha Michael translated this first line, which is how
Whoa.
a good cheater cheats.
Mhm.
He's talking in general some other practice that I'm not going to reference, but he says it's like that line that says Drola Chakpe Kun Chakte. And that our teacher, or in this case, Asanga, is wrapped up in their attachment to other beings, like wrapped up in his attachment to other beings.
Yeah, there you go.
Meaning,
Oh wow, yeah.
Arya Asanga loves us so much.
Mm.
Yes, so it's not that Arya Sangha is wrapped up in the attachment. He's so.
It is. It is. It is. It is. Arya Sangha exactly is attached to us. Chakpa in Drola in beings. He's
Right.
attached to beings, loves us.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
but
Well, that makes a
attachment
lot
in the
more
sense of
sense too.
Loved us so much, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's a taking a negative emotion and transforming it into something positive.
Out of
It changes.
attachment for
Yeah.
all, he desires all. Out of attachment for beings, he.
I think I can paste this much safely into the chat here.
But which course is
Except
it?
you're now our tantric lama. Just take that into account.
Not passing on.
Ben, which course? Is it?
When we say it, this is the 10th tantric course.
He's wrapped in attachment for living beings. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's beautiful. That's really,
Mhm.
It's pretty.
he's wrapped in
It's
attachment
pretty.
for living beings.
Well, it's probably saying like he does some like being that he's. I'm not trying to how to translate it, but being wrapped in attachment for living beings, he something.
Right.
Right. He's, I mean, in a way, he's protecting us, right? Like part of that.
Arya Sangra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That protector.
Yeah, it's like let's do something like that. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Cool.
Arya Sangha isn't the protector here.
Or
Lord
protect,
Maitreya is.
right?
I think that he is the, oh, took me.
He sent, he listened to the protector.
They listen to the protector and that
Yeah,
protects.
But,
And
but he
that-
has the key after him, so I think that he's the
Yeah.
protector who's doing.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, the agent here, right, is Kyomni,
Mhm.
right? That protector is whoever's going to do what's going to happen in the second part of this verse.
So maybe we just need to use a different word because it is a different word in the Tibetan,
mm.
right? So maybe we can just find a different word here.
I think it says Arya Sangha strictly protects by listening to the
Oh, that's nice.
undefeatable protector.
Did you say strictly protects?
Yeah, ni strictly.
I'm not sure. It's
There may be a more elegant way to say it in English, but yeah.
right. And then
There is not a more elegant. It's impossible.
Other word thinks of in the first 5 seconds is obviously perfect.
so
He
just
staunchly protects. How about that?
Yeah, something like that.
sounds
But
so
it's stronger than staunchly. It just means exclusively. That's the only thing he does. That's whatever. Yeah, that's all.
Maybe only.
Yeah, only.
Yeah,
but only it's between only and staunchly.
because protecting strictly sounds like a disciplinarian.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Only, yeah.
So-
Only
so-
literal.
Honestly,
Wholeheartedly.
Oh, I liked wholeheartedly.
I like it too, but it's wrong.
I know, but I like it.
The unconqueror. Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's no O there.
Unquencherable.
Unconquerable.
Kids are having way too much fun.
Peanut
Stop
gallery
it.
here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Spell check's not gonna help.
so just as a quick question, what should we tell learners of Tibetan about this word send?
That it's an honorific.
Mhm.
And what's the less honorific version of send?
Yin.
Yin.
There's another one too, isn't there?
To.
Yes. What did you say? Word? Did you say something? Another word that I don't know?
Nien.
I said nyan means to listen.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Isn't Nien higher than to?
It might be.
It's like somehow in between.
There's 3 levels actually. There's high
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I think Sen is the
Oh.
honorific.
So why are we using the honorific in this case?
Because he's hanging out with a Buddha.
Because it's Master Asanga, who's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, right? Yeah. So
He's
we're giving-
Arya. He's an
Extremely
Arya.
cold. Pretty darn cool, dude.
Okay. And the last line is pretty easy. Tensha Chenpoi Namshe say.
By listening to the big explanation, or wait, the explanation of the large tensions, the large commentaries.
I mean, I think, he wrote this big old commentary by listening to Maitreya.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, something nicer. He composed.
What do you mean?
It says explain though.
Explain. Yeah, explain.
Well, he wrote this explanation.
Right.
He doesn't say wrote. It doesn't say wrote at all though. It's explained it.
Oh,
Nam
right, he
She
explained.
Tse.
Okay.
Ze, I mean, he composed.
I
That's
think
what I
in
mean
this
by
case
wrote.
it's-
Well, Zay is just a verb maker. It's a
Verb
saying.
Yeah. Namshe Ze, he made this. He did this explanation, or gave this explanation.
It's just for meter. I would assume.
Probably, yeah.
Something like this. We'll move on with it.
What are you doing with my tie? Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
cool. Splendid.
playing with
What
it.
am I doing here? That's not right. Okay, cool. Great. Thanks, guys.
Is that nom there just for meter or,
Namshe?
Namshe.
oh, namshe?
Namshe.
That's the full word.
Yeah.
Yep.
Namshe.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But probably usually it's Shay, so probably also.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just to remind everybody, why when Lord Maitreya spoke the obviously my Alankara over cinnamon rolls and coffee to Arya-san, why are we calling it a tencha and not a sutra?
Because it's a sutra, and
Considered a Buddha.
you can't say he's a Buddha in sutra. That would be tantra.
Although,
In which case you still probably wouldn't call it a sutra.
right. I'm just gonna cut and paste
Call it
this.
a tantra. Hey, so we just did your homework for you. Just saying, if one of us needs our homework done.
Yeah,
Come
pretty
on.
smart.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. There we go. I just want to put that in from Ben.
Where are you going?
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Thank you. And then the next thing here is just showing us the next 4 lines from Haribhaja's text that Geshe pulled out of the database to make sure that Kedra Tenpa Darge was correct. And he was. All right. All right, cool. Now we're moving on to the next section. And thanks, guys, for this is fun. I'm having fun anyway. I don't know if I'm having fun, but I am.
Certainly.
Okay, so we have about 10 minutes. Let's see if we can get through this next section here. Roxana, can you read? And Rob, can you correct?
Sure.
Tepe kapsu jorwa gupa tang tachepa ni.
All right.
Excellent.
Roxana, I think you might be able to translate this. Look at your face. You're like, no.
She can do
She
it.
looked determined to me.
What's Chepa, Roxana? Chepa. Same as Shepa.
Activities?
Shepa. ZH, yes.
It's like Shejawa.
It is said.
Yeah, in this cup.
In these words, in this context.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Context, right? So what's a Jorwa Gupa?
I've never seen Gopa before.
Gupa is BKOD. It's a tense of BKOD.
Mhm.
Good.
I think it's the past tense, right? Where
I think so.
no, the past tense is with the anyway.
Just means
What?
presentation.
Set forth or something.
I'm guessing that's what that means. I didn't really know anything else.
Mhm.
But I know
Mhm.
isn't a Jorwa also a syllogism?
I think in this
Can
case,
be it can be the carrying out of the thing, the doing it, the application, the practice, the activity of.
exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was usually the beginning, like the preliminary or the introduction, the setting forth, like the
Yeah.
Georgia.
So it could be the setting forth, like we're going to explain something, which it looks like he might be explaining something.
Yeah,
And-
because then it's with
It looks like-
the dialectical analysis.
It looks like there's 2 parts,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I'm going to explain something, and then the tache, which is just a form of tache.
I think in this case it's like an introduction.
Yeah.
Jorwa.
And it looks like we have and he said 2, so looks like the first
Luckily.
part. Namponi, there's the first part, I guess.
Yeah.
So let's see here.
Hence the reason.
Marina, can you read? And Uta, can you correct her, please?
Oh, I'll try.
Tanponi Lopon Semki
Lepo.
San Sekunde. Jampe Gienkie Treba cempam la pakpa tok mekim men gek tan dan painte
Mhm.
pakpa tokme kini trite ni nam ge
Nam J.
Cioè,
Ye.
nam, ge, ne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Se pa men
P.
pe pe men nak dat den pain pe cheer
Nice, Marina. Getting really good. All right. Here we go. Let's see here. Dangponni, which is, here's the first part, I guess.
Hmm.
Who's, oops,
Is that the doorway Gupa?
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Yeah,
that is.
I believe
Yeah.
so.
He's setting it up, right?
Setting us
Setting
up
up,
for
setting the
next.
scene, as Geshe Michael says.
Okay, awesome.
Lopon Senge San, oh, who's that? Or what is that?
Master Hari Badra says,
Good lion.
Good lion. Okay.
Good lion.
Okay. Right. And so where's the verb here? Here it is. Okay. Gengi Dropa Se. Sepa, what's that?
in Master Hari Badra says in his commentary to the ornament.
Correct. So it
Ornament
says
commentary.
we got Pakba Tokme. Who's that? Should know that one.
Manga.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Mennak.
Personal advice.
Advices.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So putting it all together, I guess he's saying Master Hari Badra.
I think he's saying that he composed this commentary to the ornament as personal advices from, or for us to get personal advices from Arya Asanga,
Huh.
or his
Yeah,
composition.
it has them, right? Mengak
Mhm.
Dung Dempa.
Has
Yin.
them, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, yeah, so
Well,
that's how I kind of took it too, that it was, he
Okay.
composed it so because it has the personal vices of Arya Sangha in it, maybe?
His
It says
composition.
the commentary, the ornament, which is a commentary written by Master Hari Badra, is a
Yeah.
it is a commentary which has the advices of
Yes.
Arya Sangha.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Yeah, because La Ye would be has and Yin is
Mhm.
one thing, is another. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
important for everybody.
And then what's that la doing there between the two major phrases? After Dropa Zepa and before Pakpa Tokme?
I think it's separating the two. What do you call it in English grammar? The two subjects, like
I think
the
it's
one.
it. I think it's
Subject
in.
and object.
I think it's
Yeah.
in.
In.
Except,
Yeah.
yeah, because we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
the,
yeah,
we
yeah,
have
in it,
we have the
yeah.
personal advices of Arya Sangha that's in Hari Bhadra's commentary.
Mhm.
And then he gives a reason
Thank you.
to prove that. So we have something, and Geshe-la didn't say anything to me about this, but there's something, so the Mitri, it's something like the 20,000, is it 20,000? Is that what that is? Yeah, 20,000 verses,
Yeah, which is actually 20,000 lines.
20,000 lines.
Mhm.
And maybe there's a separate text that Haribhadra's reading of Arya Sangha that are his personal advices, that it contain the personal advices of Arya Sangha, and then Haribhadra used those for his commentary.
Mm.
That's kind of what I took from that, from this line here, to give us a little bit of background of where Haribhadra got his commentary from.
Mm.
Does that make sense to everyone? I don't know. That's what I took from this, but I'm not sure if I'm off on that.
Yeah, it seems like he's saying here that I mean, it feels like he's referring to a book, but Geshe Michael pointed out also that maybe it looks like Geshe Michael thought it was referring to a book, but he didn't find it, right?
Right.
Called Arya Sanga's Whacking 20,000, right? That one, the 20,000 by Arya Sangha. And that it Namnge exactly that.
That means like a definitive treatment, like that's a kind of specific kind of work. I think
Right.
that's yeah, or it can mean like definitively or something.
Okay.
We're over time, guys, so maybe we finished.
What we have to
Well,
finish
Yeah,
this?
let's finish this one. Yes, for sure. Yes.
And it seems like Geshe couldn't find a separate text, so maybe, and he's like, maybe that's just what it is, kind of
Right.
thing.
So he's Geshe is saying it does mean something like a definitive treatment as opposed to the definitive, you know what I'm saying? The text called a definitive treatment. Yeah.
Mm.
So Pakpa Tokmeki Nitri Tine Nam Ye Zepa Menak Tangdempa. It is because it is the definitive work on the possessing the advices on the 20,000 by Arya Sangha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That seems right to me.
Yeah.
And just to move the last line here, we talked earlier about the three parts of the tacha, the three parts of that come in, like the
Mm-hmm.
Terminator shows up, we destroy him, or just destroy them, and the Terminator comes back the third time. Last ditch effort. And the Dangpola means, and here we go with the first part.
Great.
Which we'll start in the next class.
Of which this was the second part of the two parts of this explanation.
Exactly.
This part.
Right.
In a minute. Hold on.
Of the four, wasn't there four in there somewhere too?
That was Nick's text.
Oh, right.
Well, all right, let's wrap it up. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Amelie's asking me a lot of deep questions about what white sugar does to your internal organs.
Destroys them.
Happiness.
Blows them
It
up.
gives them extra power.
Yes.
Listen to Robert, Ben. They're the bad uncles.
No, you don't have to get a shot if you eat candy.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
valid concern though. And suppose, I guess if you eat enough candy, then you'd get diabetes and then you have to get a shot every day.
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
answer is
actually,
Multiple times
the
a
answer is
day.
yes, you would have to get a shot if you eat too much candy. You have to get
I will eat one.
just one candy.
Just
One
So they all
sounds
got
okay.
One green of sugar.
Nice.
She
I
drives
use
a
the
hard
foot
bargain.
too, but don't tell her that. It will scare
It's
her.
fine.
Okay, Amelie, we'll discuss this in more detail. We're gonna touch it, but all right. Well, thanks, guys. That was really fun, actually. I'm glad we had the opportunity to do it, and I'm glad it's over. And more soon when we're more ready for hopefully soon. We'll be ready, not that we have to do this. All right. Well, thank you all. There's a yoga class with Connie. If you want to just stick around here, she's a great yoga teacher and runs the Yoga Studies Institute, and a very kind person, and then a great cook, and doesn't use much sugar.
And an excellent meditator.
And an excellent meditator. She probably knows about the low hum too. If you had that problem, maybe you stick around for class. So thank you guys, and we'll see you. I'll see you later in the evening, our evening and your morning. So
Thank
take
you,
it
guys.
easy, y'all. One on if you're going to bed.
And thanks, Nick, for the opportunity and twisting my arm. You didn't twist too hard, but like,
Not really. Hey, thanks for being willing to do it. You know, I chose you because I
Yeah.
knew you just have a good attitude. And I think we all
Aw.
will be happy at this point.
thanks. And that was not in my ingoc, by the way.
I chose you because
Probably was.
No, and thanks everyone for helping out too. It's a lot of fun to see how each of you were thinking, you know, about the text. And I learned a lot from listening to how you guys were thinking. So thanks for offering your thoughts and helping out.
Cool. All right, you guys. See you in a bit.
yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.